You tell me you love me, I know that it's true, but there's something you're hiding inside. I remember when you told me about him, how it ended before it began, and time had healed all the wounds, but you can't let go, you hold on to a part of him, it keeps you wanting to go back. I know he broke your heart, never just the same, no one else to blame. Don't break apart, I know how you feel, you have something real, what you have with me. You say that you feel indifferent and that you don't really care, so how come you just can't move on? It hurts when you say that it doesn't matter. We both know that that is all wrong. I know he broke your heart, never just the same, no one else to blame. Oh yeah, don't break apart, I know how you feel, you have something real, what you have with me could be what you've been searching for, but you can't see until you're free. So open your eyes and come away with me. I know he broke your heart, never just the same, no one else to blame. Oh yeah, don't break apart, I know how you feel, you have something real, what you have with me. What you have with me, what you have with me, what you have with me. I know we broke your heart. What you have with me.
That's song number 3 right here on MSI. And Terry is our first panelist up now. Let's go to him, see what he thought. Terry, what'd you think?
Does the Disney Channel back independent artists these days? Because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like something you'd hear on Disney radio. Very catchy, very upbeat, very summery sort of song. I picture a 16-year-old girl sitting on her bed talking to her best friend, discussing their boyfriend troubles, and the
Careful,
song
I've
speaks to
gotten in
her,
trouble
man.
for that.
What, Tom?
I've gotten in trouble for saying things like that on air, so just be careful.
But that's what I see this song. It's a very safe song. Once again, but it's also a very catchy, very pop rock sort of little tune that I would completely see hearing on Disney radio at some point. It's the production for the most part was there. It sounded good. I liked it, and I'm going to go to hell for that, I think. But you know, I'm kidding, but it's a good song. I liked it.
All right, Terry, thank you much. Ian, your thoughts on number 3?
I know what Siri means. I liked it as well. It's very poppy, rocky, very commercial. It's a great song. It really is. It's a well-written song. I had a few issues with the mix. I think the mix was heavily compressed. Everything was sort of just dulled down into the background, and the vocals were really out there in some places, and then they get lost in the mix in other places. The vocal mix was very inconsistent across the track. I felt the BVs were far too loud on the choruses. They just drowned the lead vocal out. You've really got to keep your lead vocal in on your choruses and have the BVs support it rather than taking over. But the performances were fantastic. The lead vocalist was brilliant. I liked the little solo section. I felt the guitars could have been a touch louder in there. The lyrics were very, a little bit cheesy and cliche, but they worked in this context for me. They fitted the song. The mix overall was great, except it was heavily compressed. I liked the drums, I liked the bass. But it had a fade out. I hate fade outs. As I've said before, if you're playing this live, you're going to have to finish the song. You can't just have the engineers pulling all the faders down and disappearing into the darkness. So why not finish it on the record?
Good point. Good point.
I just don't understand fade outs from that point of view. It's something I really don't do myself. Like, there's some simple guitar riffs in there which I liked, but overall it's a very poppy, rocky sort of skater 16-year-old type track that I will probably go to hell for loving as well, but I love it.
All right, appreciate it, Ian. Tom, your thoughts without getting yourself in trouble?
Yeah, it's one of those dirty little secrets. It's well done pop. Definitely Disney Channel. I could see a very young Britney or a very young Avril Lavigne singing this, and Degrassi High or whatever it's called this day. Just kids just jumping down the halls, jumping over teachers, slashing them and cutting them with knives. Oh, wait.
Jeez.
Oh, goodness.
That's the wrong movie. Sorry. It's summertime horror. I agree with Ian. The vocals were over pronounced in the mix. They were just like too in your face. I got the picture the first time around. The lead vocal was at a good level. The backing vocals could have come down a little bit. Whenever they came in, that mid-range sort of just caught my ear and made me twinge a bit. But it's a good song, well produced, and yeah, who can say anything more?
All right, I appreciate your thoughts there, Tom. Gentlemen, let me introduce that song to everybody. The name
Actually,
of
I'd just like to say, I think that song sounded like Jesus Lizard.
Has a lot of what?
I think it sounded like Jesus Lizard.
Jesus Lizard. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Terry's favorite band.
Right, yes. From my college days.
All right, well, let me introduce the song. Who knows, it might be Jesus Lizards. No, I don't think it is, though. The name of the song is What You Have by Jamie Alimorad. Alimorad, again, a pronunciation guide would help. But we'll try to do our best. We appreciate the fact that Jamie sent that song to us as well. And again, we want to give a shout out real quickly to our friends over at Butterflies Radio, butterfliesradio.com. You want to hear all indie all the time? If you're not listening to this show or watching us live, you can do just that over at butterfliesradio.com. Mark and Carol on Tuesdays have Twitter Tuesday Live. You won't hear us on there this Tuesday. You did the last couple of weeks. This week they're going to have somebody new on. And here in a couple of weeks, they're going to have our good buddy Tommy on. Right, Tommy?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Doing a little snizzle and talking with the whatever I just said.
I have no idea what you said.
Oh, that was too hip for me.
Yeah.
I'm too cool for the world. I'm too cool for my mouth.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Yeah. Well,
That's a Rice and Fredigan.
Wow.
Yeah, what goes around comes around, guys. All right, gentlemen, and speaking of that, you have a decision to make. You've all done it before. Let me know what you think the song of the week is, please.
I'd like to nominate Jesus Lizard because they've had more nominations or talked about on this show than anything else. So
Yes.
I'd promote we actually get them back together and put on a gig.
Terry can handle that, I'm sure.
Well, I'll make some calls.
Okay. Of the songs you heard today, Ian.
All right, I'm going to go easily with number 3. There's no choice about that.
Tom?
Tom's looks
Oh.
like he's dying on his desk.
I mean, 3 is an obvious choice, but I hate going for the obvious choices, and the other 2 just fell a little too short. One might have been a little outdated according to the chat. The other one, I like that R&B feel though. I really did. That was very slick production. So, but for me, it's like a toss between 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 2 and 3, 3.
You can't vote for both of them, Tom. You got to.
I said 3.
All right, 3 it is. Terry, what'd you think?
Yeah, once again, I'm going to have to go through that. And it's the same reason. 1, it was okay. It was good. It's got something there. It needs some work. It's got something there. 2, yeah, it was good. I liked it. It just didn't have enough for me. And 3, well, I'm a sucker for Disney radio these days. So what can I say?
I was going to say you're all going to hell now because you're liking Disney stuff, but that's okay. Everybody's got their own thoughts and own choices on it.
Yes.
And
It's a lot warmer down there.
that's very true. It's more fun from what I've heard. So 3 it is.
From what you've heard, you visit daily.
What can I say, Tom? What can I say? What You Have by Jamie Alimorad right here on MSI is Song of the Week. Gentlemen, we appreciate the fact that all 3 of you were here. Terry, we want to thank you once again for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me on.
We'd love to have you come back again sometime, as long as you don't show any pictures of me.
Well, that's, yeah. For those who weren't able to see it before, I was showing some pictures from Rich's and my past, but there's one that's eluding me right now, and I'm tracking it down. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to track it down.
I'm going to come to your house
We
and
must.
find it.
We must find that picture.
It'll show up somewhere. I know it will. It's the way it
So
works.
Terry,
Everybody-
can you give us a voiceover?
Oh, yes. Yeah. This is Music Scene Investigation with Rich, Ian, and Tom. They dissect the tunes, give the options, and bring the love. Music Scene Investigation here on icweekly.net.
Ooh.
Very well done. Very well done. Thank you, Terry. Gentlemen, thank you as well for showing up. Everyone in the chat room, we want to thank you for joining us too. And we certainly hope you're going to join us again next week when we'll do this all over again. Our guest panelist next week, Ian, I believe it's Bill Evans, isn't it?
I believe it's Bill Evans from Live to Play Network. So, prepare to have a professional take your songs apart.
As we do every week. Thanks again, everybody, for being with us on this week's Music Scene Investigation. We hope to see you again next week. Until then,